And welcome to Eltham High School tonight in the back end of rivalry round. Eltham and Diamond Valley playing for the O'Connor Sukia Cup, the game within the game. Of course, this is a big matchup for both sides. For Diamond Valley at 5-8, it's probably one more loss and their season is done. For Eltham at 5-7, they've got a stretch of very, very winnable games to put themselves into finals potential. But tonight is going to be a tough one over Diamond Valley. Welcome to all. My name is Greg Jeffers. I'm joined tonight by Connor Matthews.
Great to be here. Thanks, Greg. Looking forward to what should be a very competitive matchup. Last time these two teams played, I believe Diamond Valley had 5 players foul out, which gives you an insight into the physicality in which the game was played. Looking to see a similar competitive spirit tonight.
No, you're right. That was an incredible situation at Diamond Valley in round one, and Diamond Valley led all night, but you could just see the players one by one getting into foul trouble and fouling out, and Eltham overcoming them in the end in overtime. And it's Eltham tonight, which are a little depleted. Justin Ava, playing Wednesday night social basketball, has injured his ankle and is out. Mitch Lee still carrying a hamstring injury from prior to the long weekend period. And Ben Waldron, while playing, has been dealing with some plantar fasciitis issues. So they have some injury concerns. But in the same breath, it does provide some more opportunity for Sam Whelan, for Dave Shaffett. Jeremy McKay and Ovi and Josh Sykes have been the ever reliable over the course of the last 4 weeks. But tonight you bring Christian Umuni into the group as well.
It'll be interesting to see whether Christian gets a run early. Certainly, I think, given his performance in Youth League, that he's more than skilled enough to come in and step up at this level and contribute. Like you said, it's a great opportunity for guys who've been playing decent minutes, but not starters minutes, to really step up and take the load and really have that next man mentality, which I'm confident that they'll be able to do. In saying that, I think foul trouble is going to be a key for both teams. Making sure that their starters can play a good 30-35 minutes is going to be super important, as well as I think the inside matchup. I think both teams like to pound that ball inside. I think we'll see a lot of that in the first few minutes. How the defense reacts will be interesting. I expect to see a fair few double teams coming Josh's way. Same thing on the other end, coming to Ben Allen, Logan Hovey, Darcy Harding, you name it. They've got a number of players that can play in the post on Diamond Valley's side, so that's another thing to look out for.
But that has been, you do so they have got a lot of depth with their size, Diamond Valley, but they have also been susceptible to fouling right through the year. Particularly the likes of Ben Allen, a warhorse within this level of competition, but it will be interesting to see how they handle the athleticism of Josh. Josh has done a better job. Eltham in the last 4 games lost to Ballarat in a close one and then won 3 straight. Diamond Valley likewise have come off a position of 1 and a lot and have won 3 or 4 games of late to get themselves back to a 5-8 record. It's 2 teams, local rivals, that are both on the rise.
Both teams coming in very hot to the game. I'm sure the start of the game will give us an insight of how it's going to be played, but certainly both teams coming in with a lot of confidence, so looking for a fast start.
We see Harding, we see Thomas, Hovey, all starting in there, along with Ben Allen. And also Joel Spear, who went, if you remember back to round 1, went on an absolute tear against Eltham.
Could not miss, that is for sure. I'm pretty sure it was 6 or 7 3-pointers that went down by the end of the game.
And that was against an underdone Adam Doyle back then. You look at Adam Doyle since then, I think it was 10 turnovers he gave in game 1. But he has shown his NBL form since then, particularly defensively. And we are underway. Diamond Valley with possession. It's Spear going head-to-head with Doyle. This will be a terrific matchup tonight. Doyle probably got beaten last time.
Nice finish by Thomas there.
Yeah, on the board. 2-zip. Of course, Diamond Valley winning the women's 89-87 in a tremendous matchup. Annalie Maley was outstanding for Diamond Valley. Ali Wilson was great. And Chelsea Schweers for Eltham, 39 points. Just couldn't quite get it done. That's a travel call on Doyle. I'm not sure he necessarily liked that, but it's going back the other way to Diamond Valley.
Tough start, but positive signs that Doyle was able to get into the paint pretty easily in that pick and roll situation there. So look to them go back to that pretty quickly.
Harding finds Hovey for 3. No good. Sykes, one of many rebounds he's going to get tonight. He goes at the rim, misses. Bradbury, the follow-up, misses one he certainly should have made.
2 tough misses there. Ball in the post again. Much better defense there, way to go straight up. Improvement we've seen from Sykes throughout the season of being able to play position defense, not just the highlight block.
It has improved. That last 4 or 5 weeks, it has been significantly better with Josh. More discipline and on deep.
Absolutely.
McKay joined the group around Easter. Has been a big inclusion. Has been getting better. Couldn't get it done that time. Oh, he was just asking for trouble, really, wasn't he?
Almost set him up for that one, I think, Greg.
He gets a little... We see that time and time again. People getting excited there on the break, and Josh just over the top. McKay backs it in and scores. 2 apiece. And what you tend to see from here on in, every single time we play, is that Josh gets an early block and the opposition to start to a second thought whenever they get a shot in the paint.
Yeah, absolutely. It puts that thought in the mind of the offensive player, and even if he's not in the picture, if they can't see him, it affects the shot, and you see it week in, week out.
Harding for 3, misses. Eltham go the other way. We see Waldron. Unorthodox is how he's known. Looking for a contact, doesn't get it.
See the ball go into the post there again. I think that's already the 4th or 5th time between both teams, and again, here in the post, we're playing out of it.
And you just wonder, it's a miss there from Liam Thomas. Was he expecting Josh to be coming at him?
Definitely. Looked rushed inside there for sure.
Waldron for 3. It'll just be interesting to see how many minutes they get out of him tonight. He was struggling in the lead up to Queen's birthday, playing games of 18 to 20 minutes and just managing his plantar fasciitis. Starts tonight.
You know what they say, the more shots you make, the more adrenaline you get. That foot will start feeling better, and
yeah, coach,
you might see a full 40 if he's going for the same amount of points.
Misses Waldron, and they're out running again. Harding finishes. No threat from McKay. And there's another one. You know, Waldron wasn't great against Diamond Valley last time. Oh, there's the first of a few. Doyle gets the miss. Sykes follows it up and puts it straight back down. We saw a lot of physicality in the women's game. The referees let it go in a positive way. And Diamond Valley, you're hoping that the referees will let them do it again. But Harding puts that one down, and we're at 7-6. 3 minutes 50 gone in the first quarter. Bradbury finds McKay on the skip, skips it back to Doyle.
Got to get a bit more off-ball movement, I think, there throughout that possession. Good to get the ball inside, but obviously once that doesn't work, needs a secondary action.
Ben Allen for 3, no good. McKay gets the boards to Waldron. Waldron on the break like he likes, finds Doyle. Doyle, this is what he likes. Couldn't put it down. Rebound to Thomas. Harding for 3. There it goes.
Huge start there. They can punish Eltham double teaming the inside play with that 3 ball. It's going to be tough to stop that inside game.
Interesting to see at what stage Ovi comes into the game. The combination of McKay, Sykes and McBeggar has been outstanding. Nice find there from McKay, front of the rim to Bradbury. He draws contact from Ben Allen.
McBeggar particularly matches up quite well with both Harding and Hovey. Did a great job on them in the first round matchup between these two. So certainly expecting to see him pretty quickly into the game.
Ben Allen draws his first foul and goes to the bench as Anthony Adunsi comes into the game. Bradbury shoots the first of 2 and misses. Eltham having a fair bit of confidence in Bradbury's second shot, it would appear, or were they worried about the threat of Diamond Valley's transition?
One or the other, that's for sure.
And it's a miss with no Eltham presence. Adunsi comes down the floor. Fine spear, head-to-head with Doyle. Harding over Waldron, misses. Boards. Offensive rebound from Hovey and draws contact from Bradbury. Monahan's foul, and he will go to the line for 2.
Hovey very efficient around the paint, shooting around 65% on 2-point field goals. Not so much from 3, which is surprising because he was a good 3-point shooter in college, but even though he is playing starting at the 2 position, certainly a big inside presence and a key box-out target as well for Eltham.
I've got to say, the special comments tonight has taken a significant step forward on the previous special comments person. I'm quite happy to have moved into the play-by-play role. As shout out to our man Tyson Whelan, who's holidaying it up in Europe, and I'm no doubt he and his family somewhere in London are watching the coverage and listening from afar.
I hope so. Tyson, I hope I'm doing you somewhat proud. I'll never be able to live up to your shoes, I know that, but doing my best here.
And it's a foul on Odunsi on the rebound scenario, and Eltham going back the other way. McKay finds Josh. It's overcrowded on the low post. There's no option there. Diamond Valley are away. Finds Thomas to Sykes. Shot block. Hopefully the stat people have listed that one down.
Again, great position.
Not as flashy as he normally does. McKay, that's great defense. Harding got position.
Absolutely, got there quickly, right on the spot. Pretty clear call for the referee.
It's McKay's first foul as Spear goes out of the game. Certainly hasn't had the same impact he did as in round 1, but that was always going to be hard to replicate. As long-time Diamond Valley point guard at the senior level, Matt Reynolds comes into the game. Bit of a Darabin Jr. Back in the day. Darabin. Well, the Darabin Giants had their little program up in VC in the day.
I quite enjoy watching Reynolds play. Just a consummate point guard. Always makes the right decision.
Deflection and steal from Waldron to Doyle. Finishes in a contested 2 from Doyle. That's a nice move from Adunsi as he gets on the board. It's a 12-9 lead. 3 minutes, 37 remaining in the first quarter. Handoff from Sykes to McKay. Here's Phil. Diamond Valley have scouted McKay quite well. In past weeks, he's seen that gap and been able to get to the rim, but they've closed that off tonight, Diamond Valley, early.
Yeah, keeping the body in front quite well. And also not giving him that initial space on the drive to create that bump. He often likes to get a bit of a head of steam, create that bump, and then step through. Diamond Valley taking that space away quite early.
Shafford comes into the game for Waldron. It'll be interesting to see how Waldron manages his foot while on the bench there.
Certainly Eltham will need Shafford to knock down a few threes tonight to be able to keep the defence honest.
Rebound from Bradbury. They go to McKay on that low post again. It's the 4th or 5th time we've gone there. Nice left-hand little baby hook there from McKay for the finish. 12-11, 2 minutes 45 remaining. Diamond Valley with the lead. Harry Fail on the floor for Diamond Valley tonight. Ben Allen for 3. Between college, NBL and Siebel/NBL1, he's been doing this a long time, and that's the shot he loves.
Seen that before, that is for sure. Eltham's got to make sure they get a hand out to that.
Surely Bradbury can close that gate a little bit more than what he has. Good luck to the statisticians recording those shot attempts, the tip-ins. Doyle off the on-ball, finds McKay at the 3, knocks that down. Get me out of the post, get me at the perimeter, coach. 15-14. Adunsi goes back the other way, finds Fail. That's a silly foul from Shafford. Interesting
seeing Sykes match up with Adunsi. Obviously, Adunsi primarily a guard playing on the perimeter. Different matchup for Josh. So far, he's done a pretty good job, but certainly one to keep an eye on throughout the game.
Joel Rhymes from Park Orchards days in the EDJBA.
That is correct.
Park Orchards.
Had a few clashes with Joel myself before he
Oh.
moved on to the Bulleen Youth League ranks and tore it up there.
Well, Warrandyte Youth League ranks too.
Yes,
Warrandyte
that's true.
to Bulleen and to Diamond Valley there last year. Speaking of which, Rhymes gets a 3 and misses. That's called out of court. He's good reflecting on where these players have come from, domestically and championship. We love our EDJBA clubs.
Absolutely. It's good to see Rhymes develop as well. He's playing the 5-man in Youth League and now he's playing more of a guard position, shooting the three-point ball pretty well.
Deflection from Sykes, steal by Ovi, and Sykes gets the finish and draws the foul.
Strides are just too long in transition to stay in front of for some players, unfortunately.
But number 1, Harry Fowle for Diamond Valley. Collingwood Jr. went to Bulleen for Youth League. Has progressed into, spent a bit of time at college and here now at NBL1 with Diamond Valley. Whelan comes into the game. And Christian Yamuni as well. It's a miss from Sykes. Couldn't complete the N1. We're at 15-16, 1 minute 35 remaining. Eltham goes to the 2-3 zone. You probably want to have an awareness of where a couple of blokes are here. Adunsi can't knock it down. Shaffett with the rebound and off at speed. Yamuni pulls in behind on the trail. Why not, young man? Why not? Bad luck. Yamuni has been shooting it very, very well at the youth level. A 22-point first quarter, I think it was, off the top of my head, including 5 threes.
Yes, that's correct. 5 triples.
Playing against Kilsyth and a little bit of a rivalry between Eltham and Kilsyth at the youth level these days with 2 high-performing sides. Diamond Valley go back the other way. They find Allen at the elbow. To Thale. To Rhymes. Back to Allen at the free throw line. Misses. Shaffett with another rebound. Hasn't got too many runners going with him except the excitable Yamuni. They settle in the half court. Shaffett turns a corner, finds Yamuni. And he hits it. Yamuni, welcome to the league, young man.
Great to see him come in and shoot his first 2 threes with absolute confidence. No doubt in his mind that ball was going up, which is the right decision.
34 seconds remaining. Eltham get a stop. 19-15 lead. Whelan. You're seeing some of these young blokes playing together. Yamuni misses. Allen rebound. And you'd think they're going to take just one shot here. There's maybe half a second difference between the game clock and the shot clock here as we wind down to 15 seconds on the game clock remaining. Eltham remain in the zone. Yamuni covers Adunsi, reads it well. Kicks to Rhymes, out of court. 3.9 seconds remaining. I've been crying out for some time, Connor. I'm going to say all season for the young blokes to have a run together, and they've just combined beautifully.
Can confirm I've heard that from you a few times, and certainly looking like that was a good thought from the first few minutes. Of
Shaffett! Oh, with the miss. Just Whelan looks like he's got an extra little hop in his step with a friend or two on the floor. And Yamuni and Ovi, they've dominated youth together quite well. And here they are at NBL1 together.
You look at that lineup, and there's a lot of speed on the floor, a lot of ability to cover ground in that zone as well. Communication was good. So defensively and offensively, I think that lineup can certainly work for Eltham. And like you said, it's good to see a bunch of young guys on the court together who know to play well, play off each other, and certainly can shoot the ball as well. It's a tough lineup to guard.
As we sit at quarter time, 19-15. There has been a tight matchup. It's gone both ways. Both sides have had their chances to lead. Jeremy McKay leads the Eltham scorers with 7, supported by Sykes with 4, Waldron with 3, Yamuni getting his, I think his first scores of his NBL1 career with a 3 late in that first quarter. While for Diamond Valley, Darcy Harding certainly started with a bang. He's with 7 points. Supported by Ben Allen with 3 and some bits and pieces from Thomas and Hovey. Oh, I think Coach Grant Spencer, wrong game. Coach Trevor Lee would be very happy with his start.
Particularly defensively, you look at that, and 15 points is certainly a good job in a quarter. Probably maybe need to clean up the offensive rebounds a little bit. Ben Allen sitting there on 5 boards already. He's been a load in the paint. But that zone looked like a good matchup, force them to the perimeter a little bit more, and hopefully Eltham are able to stay in that zone and continue with it.
Can I just, humour me for a moment? The club is prided on pathways and being a one-club stream. And I'm sorry for the viewers at home that don't necessarily understand, but from a club perspective, to have a Christian Yamuni who started domestic in red and black as a Wildcat, transitioned through the junior championship levels, had some of his star teammates leave to go and play at other clubs as Melbourne Tigers and alike, stayed true to his club, progressed through to end up playing in a VC Grand Final as an under-18 when all the other year levels it looked like it couldn't happen. Youth League has dominated for some years now, had a taste of some college in America, and now he's getting his first taste at NBL1. This is what it's all about for me, and that's why I'm so excited to see someone like him on the floor.
Yep, couldn't agree more.
McBeggar finds Yamuni at the top, closely guarded by Harding. Fumble from Whelan. Finds his mate Yamuni to McBeggar. There's 3 young bucks. McBeggar has proven, Bradbury with the fumble. It was a nice find by Ovi at the front of the rim. Harding for 3.
It's his 3rd 3 of the game already. Certainly good when he's set and has time. Eltham has to close that space.
Whelan with a little bit of class. Draws some contact.
The old Rajon Rondo, I believe that move is called. The old up and under, showing the ball and then spinning back around to shoot it over the top. Fantastic footwork.
Hailing from the mighty Mafra Eagles, and I know his family will be watching over in Birmingham, I think they are at the moment, and the rest of Mafra listening on as well and watching. Well done to Whelan as he hits the first. 20-18 lead for Eltham early in the second quarter. And there's the second as well. Under about a half-court trap here from Eltham. Skip finds Spear. Back to Harding. He's had the hot hand early. Into McBeggar. Hand off to Harding. I'm sorry I missed that with the referee standing right in Ben Allen.
It was a tough finish from Hovey inside through contact.
That's Hovey's first field goal of the game, having hit just a free throw in the first quarter. And he ties the game away, 21 apiece. 1 minute into the second quarter. A bit of a 2-2-1 action here from Diamond Valley in the half court. Eltham pass their way through it. Yamuni finds Whelan in the corner for 3. No good. And goes Diamond Valley's way. A bit of delay of shot clock activity coming. Defense is coming out of the.
Both teams.
It's good. Good to see a bit of change up. Hovey, nice pass to Allen. Can't finish. Bradbury gets the rebound and Eltham are away. Shaffett, ball in hand, slows things up. He almost like got grandfather Bradbury out there with the 4 young kids running around.
Definitely the veteran on the court. And it's just a tough finish from Hovey inside. Good footwork, good balance.
A little bit of lack of communication. Looks like they've executed poorly here. Shaffett for 3. It's as good as any other option in that scenario. Everything just stopped. Find Hovey again. He's hit the last 2. They've called a foul on Shaffett. A blocking foul on Shaffett. And Harding.
Coach Lee bringing McKay back in for Yamuni to match up a little bit better with Diamond Valley's size. Certainly that's been the tale of the first couple of minutes of this quarter. You're looking at someone at 6'6" of Hovey's height, playing the 2 position. Eltham out there with the 3-guard lineup. Struggled to match up inside.
Sykes comes in for Ovi. This is the M1. Tipped by Bradbury. McKay with the rebound. Finds Whelan.
Still in the trap.
Need a 3 or 2 just to stretch this defense, don't they?
Absolutely. Looks like back to a 2-3 zone as well.
Finds Sykes. Sykes slips, fumbles the ball and out of court. It's Diamond Valley way. Ball in the hands of Hovey. He's had a great start to the second quarter. To Spear. Whelan did about as much as he could there. Tough finish from Spear.
Looked like a bit of a lack of communication there in the pick and roll. Yeah. Opened up that driving lane as well.
It's another fumble from Sykes. A couple of those in this second quarter.
Eltham looking a little bit out of sorts here. Would not be surprised to see a timeout if it doesn't turn around in the next minute or so.
Get the general out on the floor. Subs in Adam Doyle for Sam Whelan. Just to get some organisation back within the group maybe. Ben Allen for 3. I'm not sure who Bradbury was defending at all there.
Yeah, that's it's a tough 3 to give up wide open to someone who's proven that they can make that shot consistently at a number of levels.
Adam Doyle. Well, that's something he couldn't do in round 1. But here he is 3 months later and knocks down. It's a miss from Diamond Valley. McKay going the other way. Chooses to slow it up, finds Shaffett. They need him to hit 1 or 2 tonight. There it is. McKay to Shaffett. Shaffett knocks it down. 30-26. Diamond Valley lead. 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Ball with Spear. That high on ball's been causing some problems for Eltham.
I think the dilemma for the Eltham coaches, with Bradbury in particular, will be whether to bring him up to the point of the screen and take away that pick and pop angle, or to drop him back. You give up that 3-point shot, but you cover the rim a little bit better. So we'll see what happens out of the timeout, because I'm sure Diamond Valley will be looking to put them in a similar position pretty quickly.
Looks like they've subbed him out here. Certainly a lot of discussion going on about those rotations defensively over there, but with the sub comes some change.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see Coach Lee swapping between the zone and the man, keeping Diamond Valley a little bit out of sorts and uncomfortable with what they're running, so they can't get a rhythm. You can see they got into a little bit of a rhythm there in that pick and roll game. Getting downhill or hitting that pick and pop, had relatively easy reads. Want to make sure that they're staying disruptive in their defense. That's why you saw that 1-2-2 press as well in the half court.
Referees Riley Brown and Taylor Flint hurrying the coaches up and getting them on the floor. Eltham in particular taking the extra time.
Talked a little bit about Josh's highlight blocks, but important to mention that Liam Thomas from Diamond Valley also led the NCAA Division 1 in blocks just a season ago. So we've got 2 of the best shot blockers in the competition on the court at the moment.
McKay finds Doyle. Doyle misses. Rebound by Thomas. Finds Spear in there away. Sykes and Allen down low. Charge. Diamond Valley bench gets a warning.
I think the key there is that Allen was going straight through the chest on the move rather than at an angle using his body. Josh took that hit pretty well right through the middle.
Tough shot from Waldron.
Still in zone here, Diamond Valley. It would be important for Eltham to find those shooters and to be able to knock a couple down, to be able to get them to extend it out a bit and open up that inside game for their finishers in Josh and Ovi.
This has sort of been a bit of a combination, this five, that have done the job in recent weeks against the likes of Kilsyth.
Yep.
The problem for it, though, is it lacks some three-point power. It's got some strength inside, and Diamond Valley going to the zone takes a lot of that away. Hovey goes to the rim, draws the contact from McKay. No. That's on Ovi McBeggar, I apologise.
I too thought that was on McKay, but must have been a little bit of reaching from Ovi there. Reynolds back on the court for Diamond Valley.
Five-point lead to Diamond Valley as we make the second free throw, 31-26. Sykes, you can just see he wants to go. Finds Doyle at the top for three. That's what they need.
Good patience and decision by Josh. Like you said, he had that look in his eyes that he wanted to go to the rim, but made a poised and calm decision there, which was obviously the right one.
31-29. 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Adunsi trips, finds Ben Allen. It's an errant pass. Sykes finds it, gets possession, and they're off. McKay goes at Hovey. Hovey defending that well. McKay forces it. Steal by Liam Thomas. Finds Hovey on transition. He's met with some big bodies, but that's a good finish. Over the top of McKay.
Really hurting Eltham in the low post is Hovey in this quarter. I doubt you'll find a more physical matchup than McKay and Hovey playing inside. Good to see them both competing on both sides.
Thomas for three, it's a miss. Rebound by McKay, and they're off, and Josh is looking to go. These are the scenarios he loves. Just not quite.
Very rarely do we say that was too high for Josh Sykes, but that may be the sole case of the season.
Well, after he couldn't get in the top 10 last round, on the back of a couple of plays, Eltham thought they needed just to ramp it up a little bit more, but couldn't quite get it done.
They do say a bad pass makes a great alley-oop, so maybe that's what Doyle was going for there.
McKay with the steal. He's running with Doyle. Tries to... Oh, and he's been teched. Well, that seems a little rough, given you've just warned Diamond Valley. It's the first time Eltham's had anything to say. That seems a little rough.
Yeah, a little bit quick on the whistle for sure. Looked like Doyle might have said something, got a reaction, and then said something else again, which can often be a trigger for the tech foul, but certainly a little bit quick.
Reynolds hits the first to take him to a 3-point lead. And the second.
Though I'm not someone who's usually very just demonstrative either, so unusual to see him in that position.
He thought he got clipped on the legs, which is always going to be a concern for a player. Feeling like they got tunnelled, whether that's accurate or not. They finished well down low, Diamond Valley. Eltham's got size and strength, but Diamond Valley has it in spades, and they've been finishing well around the rim. 12 finds Waldron. Waldron goes baseline and finishes. It's an N1.
Great to see Waldron get on the rack there. Simple rip through. That's a lot of what we saw from him last season and before his plantar fasciitis has been playing up. So that's a really good sign for Eltham that he was able to get by on that first step.
Well, speaking a fair bit about Waldron in the last few weeks with Tyson, actually, about early on the first 1 or 2 rounds, he seemed to really struggle at the level when adjusting, but you look through his whole career, his history has been about adjusting to the different levels and his body size. He is unique in how he plays. And he's been better despite the injury. He's been making an impact as he makes the N1. And we're back to a 3-point game. Eltham just hanging around at the moment. Harding misses the 3, but Reynolds gets the scraps and puts it back for 2. Kick ahead to to Ovi. Oves to the rim and gets a tough finish. Just some big boys going at each other tonight. Adunsi with speed over the top of McBeggar. 41-36.
Scoring's opened up a little bit in this last few minutes after the teams have knocked down a couple of threes.
Eltham thinking they probably got a few bumps there, but no call. Adunsi going back the other way at Waldron. Waldron contains him. Harding finds Thomas and kicks it on to Reynolds. Reynolds at Ovi. Ovi has the hands and Eltham are away. 2-on-2 scenario here. Waldron trails. Slows it up. Oh. That's a disappointing turnover. Adunsi with the steal takes it out to 43-38 lead. 30 seconds remain in the second quarter.
Just can't give up those cheap points. Worked hard on the defensive end, had a transition opportunity. Ends up in an unforced turnover.
Waldron to reply for 3. Misses. We're going back the other way for the last shot. There is just 12 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Expect to see some high pick and roll here.
For Spear to find Harding. He's had the hot hand in the first quarter in particular. Good box out from McKay and to rebound Ovi to finish the first half. With Diamond Valley leading 43-38.
Physical matchup as we predicted inside. I think the difference in the second half will be what team can move off the ball well on those post entries, those offensive rebounds to get some easy points. Whether it be moving off the ball to get open from 3 or perhaps even that cutting from the perimeter to get some easy layups, because a lot of eyes are on the ball. Diamond Valley in particular working quite well in the post. I expect that double team to keep coming. What their reaction will be interesting to see in the second half.
Well, leading the scorers, we've got Logan Hovey, 11 points, 3 rebounds and a couple of assists. Backed up by Darcy Harding with 10 points. Ben Allen and Adunsi with 6 apiece. While for Eltham, down currently 38-43. Adam Doyle has led the way with 9. McKay with 7, with 5 rebounds to go with it. And Sykes and Waldron 6 apiece. Important, though, is the impact. The Eltham young blokes coming off the bench. But a lot of young players, but they've all hit the scoreboard in the first half, which is something that has been a bit of an issue for Eltham. Some of the scoring impact coming off the bench, so they'll be pleased with that.
Yeah, good to see an even contribution from the bench as well as the starters. Be good to see Ben Waldron take a step up offensively in the second half as well. Interesting to hear your thoughts, Greg. As a coach, it looked like Eltham was quite happy to concede that pick and pop 3 right at the top of the key. Both Harding and Allen had a number of opportunities from that. Going into the second half, is that something that you would be happy conceding, or do you expect to see a difference in terms of how Eltham defend that?
We've got Darcy Harding shooting the 3 at 39%. If we're conceding the pick and pop to Darcy Harding at the 3-point line, we're crazy.
Yep.
And Ben Allen at 37%. Now, I understand that's not ridiculous. It's not Chelsea Schweers territory, but he's made a career off a pick and pop, Ben Allen. And if we're conceding the pick and pop 3, then I'd be alarmed. I think it's one of those awkward scenarios where you get Bradbury is caught out in that scenario. And that's in some games he's proved absolutely vital, Bradbury, and then in other games the matchups just haven't quite worked and the opposition coach has almost taken him out of the game.
Yep, I wouldn't be surprised to see them get a little bit more aggressive on their shows. Makes that recovery angle to the 3-point shot a little bit easier, but obviously that means doing the hard work to keep the guard in front at the start, not let them get downhill, which can be difficult.
That's where I think Bradbury gets himself is in trouble, and I'm not sure you can do that with Bradbury. You're looking at the likes of the Ovies, the McKays, the Sykes. You can have confidence those blokes are going to move laterally.
Yep.
With the way Diamond Valley's, they've almost put they've put Bradbury in an uncomfortable position defensively, and one that Eltham can't continue to have.
Certainly a target. You can see that Diamond Valley has that in their scout.
Yep.
Anytime Bradbury's on the floor, it's that high pick and roll, or perhaps that Horns double pick and roll action pretty much every single time without question. So perhaps we might see a little bit of zone when Bradbury's on the floor. That's probably another look that we could see.
Certainly. Well, we might give listeners a couple of minutes break from our voices and go grab a drink of water ourselves, and we'll be back with you shortly. Thank you. And welcome back. We are just a moment away from starting the third quarter. Playing the Eltham Wildcats and the Diamond Valley Eagles, playing for the O'Connor Sukia Cup in what is rivalry round in NBL1. My name's Greg Jeffers and I am joined by Connor Matthews.
Very excited to see how this second half plays out. Been a tightly fought contest. I think in the end it's going to come down to shot making in this second half.
Doyle and Spear, it's been a good battle early. Wish these people down front would sit down. Finds Bradbury to Sykes on the wing. Sykes looking to go. Draws a fair bit of contact and tough finish though.
I didn't think he had any space there on that drive. Very tough finish from Sykes.
Eltham done a better job covering Spear today than what they did in round one. Spear currently limited just to 2 points, 1 assist or 1 steal. On the flip to that, Doyle played a much cleaner game than what he did last time, where he recorded unfortunately 9 or 10 turnovers to start the year. Ben Allen for 3, knocks it down over Bradbury.
Talked about it before, halftime break.
He's persisted with Bradbury to start this third quarter on Allen. McKay finds Waldron.
I think I'd like to see him swap to Thomas.
Yeah, keep him at home. Big offensive rebound by McKay. Finds Doyle. Doyle feet the paint to McKay. Another miss. Offensive rebound by McKay. Shot block. You talked about it before, Connor. Liam Thomas got a hand, and Diamond Valley are away. Harding, Waldron, one-on-one to the rim, draws a foul.
There is certainly not much space around the basket for either team. Certainly we've seen many offensive rebound situations that would usually be 2 points get sent back, or at the very least be a very tough shot just to get it off. Almost tapped off there on that free throw. Nevertheless, what ended up going in.
48-40, Diamond Valley's way. Waldron for 3, misses, hasn't quite connected as regularly as he would like tonight.
Those are the shots that really need to go down when Diamond Valley loads up on that strong side.
Hovey for Thomas, couldn't connect on the alley-oop. I feel like Diamond Valley's just holding sway at the moment. Almost a reverse scenario to what we saw in the women's game. Eltham controlling it all the way through. Albeit Diamond Valley came good in the closing, in the final quarter. Tipped away. Harding to Waldron. Sykes defending the post to Allen. Thomas on a long 2, toe over the line. Sykes rebounds and he's away. Refs have let that contact go. I think both sides are wanting a call. And that was almost a dangerous scenario, but Sykes almost somehow hung on to the padding of the base of the backboard.
Actually quite clever to avoid injury or much contact there.
Photographers just comparing their notes on that Josh Sykes hold the backboard scenario. Meanwhile, Logan Hovey knocks down his first free throw.
Diamond Valley just breaking away a little bit here. Important for Eltham to keep in touch.
Get out of here, mate. Can't do that at Eltham. Doyle looking to turn the corner. finds McKay in the corner, penetrates. There's not much room in there. We've got a jump ball.
That's where that initial 3 ball really has to go up. You see that ball get kicked out, decides to drive, but the body's already in the paint. Got to make sure that you shoot that open 3.
As you said, just getting to that dangerous territory, isn't it? 49-40. Early in the third. Spear finds Hovey. Foul on McKay. Don't disagree, it's a foul. Just with some of the contact that they've been letting go, it's just hard to swallow.
Agree.
Ben Allen over the top of Sykes. No good. Doyle with the rebound, and he's away.
Much better contest from Eltham.
Look at him just load up. Load up in the middle of the paint.
You can just see if Eltham are going to get back into this game, it's going to have to be Shaffett, Doyle, Waldron, Whelan ready to shoot that 3 ball because Sykes, McKay going to the basket. They're sending 3, sometimes 4 players into that charge circle even. So the ability to knock down that shot could not be more important.
A good of Mr. McCarthy there, the referee, just to have a chat with Ben Allen. Just thought that was starting to get towards a little bit, a little untoward. Made the right call, but just a little bit of a chat about it as well. A said player is subbed out for a rest, and Adunsi comes into the game. Josh Sykes goes to the free throw line, shooting 57% at the free throw line this year.
Saw him to do a lot of work over the summer on his free throws, improved slightly, but I'm sure he's still not quite happy with where that percentage is for the season.
Another 10, 12, 13% at a minimum, you would hope.
I think he'd be pushing for that 65, 70
there's
mark.
a cheeky little double dribble right there that Spear has got away with. Hasn't affected the game, of course. Harding with Sykes. Down low. Thomas for 3. And he's short, and we're away. Eltham choosing to be composed. Interesting, when they started getting that scoreboard ticking over, they really were running. Doyle turns a corner. Hand from Thomas on the shot. And Doyle gets possession once again. Shaffett for 3. Bounces over the top. Foul on Bradbury on the shot. Two shots to Logan Hovey. Noticing down in Tasmania that Northwest Tassie have a 21-point lead over Hobart tonight. Rivalry round, nothing bigger than the 2 Tassie sides going head to head.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe Duffelmeyer's playing with the Southern Huskies this weekend. That would
is that correct?
I believe so. Anyway, Eltham is away. 9 points down. Doyle finds Shaffett to Bradbury. Sneaky little pass inside to McKay, and he knocks it down.
Along with those 3-point shooting, those little interior dump-off passes are going to be super important when Diamond Valley sucks in on the inside drives.
Well, nothing irritates a referee more than a player counting how long in the key. No doubt he will cop a warning at some stage. Good defense there from Eltham, but they've left Harding for 3 and he hits it.
Got to close out to that and make him make the extra pass. There's been a few times where we've seen him catch the ball at the top of the key. Been stunted at towards, but not fully committed to run him off the line.
Ten points difference. Eltham will be wanting to make a little bit of an impact here in this last 5 minutes of the third quarter. Diamond Valley just packing it in. Packing it in defensively. McKay forces a shot over 2 hands.
Just no space there. That ball needs to be kicked out and reversed to the weak side. Ovi shooting at 16% from 3 for the season, so that's probably one that Eltham is happy to give up there.
Now could be a moment you bring Yamuni in, who has been in good form shooting the 3, to defend a fail on the floor. That would be a concern of Coach Lee and who he defends. For sure, I think fail's probably a good matchup for him. He's got good form shooting the ball. They're needing to be able to stretch the defense here, and he's one who might be able to do it.
Yep. Expect to see Whelan or Yamuni check in shortly to create that 3-point threat. Good no call there, I thought.
Yeah, agreed.
Stayed in his cylinder largely there, Thomas.
And it's at 12 points. Diamond Valley not in the same foul trouble as round 1. We're at this time last in that game, Sydney watching players get in foul trouble. They've been clean tonight. As I say that, Thomas fouls Sykes on the drive.
First time we've really seen a true one-on-one matchup to the basket for quite a while. Eltham off-ball movement was much better, had some action on the weak side to distract that defense, created that driving lane.
Sykes makes that, takes him to 2 of 4 from the perimeter tonight. He gets the lead back to 11.
Certainly Sykes' form is quite good. Off the hand, it's quite clean. Just reps, I think it is, for him to be able to get that percentage up to where he wants it.
And makes the second, and it's back to a 10-point game.
Looks like maybe a bit of zone there.
It did, certainly. Shaffett for 3. They need him to connect.
Oh.
In and out. Sykes a foul over the top. And that's his 3rd.
In and out. About as close as you can get to a made basket without it actually going in. Tough luck. Diamond Valley a little bit smaller here. Might be a chance to bring on that 3-guard lineup for Eltham as well.
He makes a second to take it to an 11-point lead. 3 minutes 30 remaining in the third quarter. Sykes!
1 dribble, 2 steps from the 3-point line to the very front of the ring through contact. Not many athletes in the world can achieve that, that's for sure. The longest strides in the league, I would guess.
And then you've got a knee. As you're standing there as a defender and the knee's not coming at your chest, it's coming at your head.
Yes.
Frightening. Sykes nails his 3rd in a row.
Sykes doing his best here to keep Eltham close. Definitely a zone that we're seeing as well, 2-3.
Needed to be changed up. Fail, which attacks baseline, no good. Darcy Harding at the 3, can't connect. McBeggar on the rebound and we're away. Doyle takes Harding. Soft off the glass, no good. McKay can't get the scraps. Spear gets it. Finds Adunsi. He misses. The Sykes-McBeggar combination on the rebounds gets it. McKay outrunning. I like this Eltham team when they run. I like it. Shaffett for three. Just they look going. Like they get moving. You start to see the athletic prowess of a Sykes, an Ovi, the class of Doyle. Shaffett looks more comfortable getting his shot in that scenario. Adunsi penetrates over the top of McBeggar. Harding for three. He misses, but a good rebound. A simple rebound from Hovey. Finish at the rim on the putback, and we're back to a 7-point game. But the intensity has gone up. The crowd has shown some interest now. Things looked a little dead. McKay gets the contact. Two players claiming the foul, so this will be interesting.
Whelan looking to check in. Be interesting to see who he takes. What lineup we've got here. Sykes coming off, so Eltham do go a little bit smaller. Oh no, it's Doyle. It's Doyle. But it'd be good to see Whelan sink a few triples.
Let's see that same speed. We just saw it get out and run. Let's see that continue.
Yeah, certainly this lineup is very capable of that.
Especially with Ben Allen on the floor. Let's make him get up and down the floor with this combination on the court. McKay misses the second. Great rebound by Hovey. And we're away. 1:45 remaining. 58-52 lead to Diamond Valley. They've held sway for most of the night. Since quarter time, Diamond Valley have looked the better group. As I say that, an unforced error is the best way to describe that. To use tennis parlay.
Yes. Makes up for Eltham's unforced turnover from the second quarter. 1-1 on unforced errors for the game. Sykes
finds Whelan. No time for the shot. Finds McKay. Whelan coming over the top. Nice find from McKay to Ovi. McBeggar just gets himself in the right spots. Eltham on a little run here. 58-54. Reynolds to Spear. To Adunsi, over the top of McBeggar. Just to try and calm the crowd a little bit. We have 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. The tempo's gone up. Diamond Valley have gone to match it. I get a little worried. Yeah. Things just froze. It's always a tough shot. Yeah, I'm an Eltham person, but I think Taylor Flint might have just caught the bait.
Yes.
I think she just got the hook in her cheek and was just reeled in.
NBA parlance, that is Chris Paul's move of running in front of a player in transition. Oh, and the tech.
And Ben Allen receives a technical as he goes to the bench. He's had a bit to say, Ben Allen, especially to referee Dean McCarthy. Dean's not the one who called the foul.
Yeah, he's a little bit hard done by there, Ben. Understand why he's frustrated, but got to make sure you move on to the next play, particularly when you look at the scoreline. This is a really pivotal 30 seconds. Eltham gets some 3 points here.
Probably a combination of a few comments, to be honest.
Yep.
Over the, he certainly got away with a bit more than what Doyle did when he got his tech foul.
Yep.
Shaffett puts the first down, and we're back to 6. And to 5. And this is just warming itself up for a big last quarter. Crowd starting to get into it. Some physicality taking place, and Eltham bringing back that scoreline. That's a tough shot from Shaffett, going for the 2-for-1 quite clearly. Scorers are a little slow on the shot clock reset, so Eltham might have lost a second or two on the 2-for-1, to be honest.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Smart play there, even if it was a tough shot.
Harding over McBeggar, no good. And Sykes is away. This is where we get excited. Oh, for 3. Oh, for 3! Oh no, they've called it as a 2. They've called it as a 2. It's a big shot.
Huge shot from Sykes. That gets the crowd going. You know that you're going to get a lot of energy coming into the fourth quarter now. Exactly what Eltham needed coming into the break.
61-58. Well, the energy is with Eltham. We asked for some subs. We asked for a rotation. A Yamuni or a Whelan type to come in off the bench and make a bit of an impact. Wasn't necessarily Doyle that I would have taken out, but it's good to see that tempo went with it and they ran.
Yep, looks like Eltham certainly the better team in transition when they go to those smaller lineups. I like that Coach Lee's mixing up the defense, keeping Diamond Valley out of their comfort zone, and certainly looking like the game is turning around here. But the question on everyone's mind, Greg Jeffers, given the result of the last women's game and the general current of results from Eltham home games, are there bonuses in the Eltham players' contract for close home games to keep the Eltham crowd coming?
No, thank God there's not.
Yes.
We'd be paying out a fair bit of extra money, wouldn't we?
I think we would. But no, it's great to see both teams put on a show here at Eltham, regardless of the result. Been very close, competitive games, both teams laying it on the line. That's exactly what you want to see on a Saturday night. See a lot of the Wildcat faithful as well as some Diamond Valley supported as well, given the close relations of both teams. Certainly this last quarter is going to be a tense affair and a loud affair.
Absolutely, and I've got to tell you, I am a little bit biased, but I'm going to say it. I am quite happy, as wearing an Eltham hat, that we copped a lot of grief over summer that we weren't good enough to go head-to-head with true Siebel clubs. And our players and our coaching staff have done that this year so far. They've been superb.
Yeah, absolutely.
And regardless of what happens from here on in, the majority of them have done a terrific job in making the step up to the level.
Couldn't agree more.
And what it results in, I mean, here we are in a regular season game and we have a packed house. A packed house on a Saturday night. No alcohol, no rubbish going on. It is all just family fun on a Saturday night at Eltham High School. As we start the fourth quarter, 61-58. Diamond Valley have possession. Eltham have certainly got the momentum. Adunsi. It's a nice find in there. It's a good pass to Thomas for the finish.
Weakness of that 2-3 is below that last line of defence.
That takes Thomas to 8 points for the game. Sykes drives, draws contact and a foul from Hovey.
When Sykes has space, it is quite clear that Diamond Valley do not have a matchup for his first step. When they're allowed to bring that second and third defender, that changes the game a little bit. But in a one-on-one, if Eltham can continue to create those opportunities with good spacing and off-ball movement, Sykes will definitely be able to go to work in the paint.
16 and 8 Sykes has got at three-quarter time. Had hit 3 free throws in a row, but misses that one. Take him to 4 of 7 for the night. Misses the second as well. Diamond Valley are away. Whelan on Spear. Hovey somehow gets through the maze of McBeggar, Sykes and McKay and makes a tough finish. Shafford to McKay. Finds Sykes. Dean McCarthy says he stepped on the baseline. And that is a no score. Can you get a highlight reel? Despite the score getting cancelled.
We'll see off of that one, because that certainly would have been in the top 10 had it not been for the out of bounds violation.
Spear over Whelan. That's an air ball. Eltham going the other way. McKay showing the handles. And the finish. I don't like it when players go underneath. I I don't like it. There's no contact in it, but we're at 5 points. Travel.
Good call. Seen a lot from McKay in terms of his skill set, but that crossover in transition was a new one, particularly on a Dunsi as a perimeter defender, and McKay playing that 4-3 position. Very nimble.
Knowing McKay, he'll tell you that's just normal.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah. Foul off the ball. There's that body contact. They're trying to get on Sykes, and it's pinged by Taylor Flint. That's 2 fouls in 1 minute 41 to Diamond Valley. Not what they want in the last quarter. Stretches. McKay almost out of bounds. There's that double they send. Pass, missed shot, call it what you will, but McBeggar is there and gets the finish. 65-62. This 2-3 zone is just, I think you called for it at about half time. It's caused some problems for Diamond Valley. Harding, closed out by Shaffett to the corner. No need to overreact here. A foul on Shaffett. And we've got 2 shots.
Smart cut by Harding there, straight through the middle from the weak side. Once that ball is driven, certainly Eltham has a lot of players who like to go for that shot contest at the ring. So that front of the rim little cut, that dump off pass is going to be there for them.
Harding's been good tonight. Takes his tally to 16. McBeggar probably copped a little bit of contact there. Good chase down by Eltham. McKay. Just a workhorse, Jeremy McKay.
One of the best second effort players that Eltham's had for a long time. Never gives up on a play.
And the crowd is involved. 10 minutes ago, you would have said Diamond Valley was looking comfortable, but in a...
Got away with the trouble. There's
did.
no doubt with that.
Discipline D. Discipline D on the first occasion, but it looks like there's been some contact.
I believe that's Hovey on the ground there. I think got a hit from Josh on a follow through on a block, I believe is what happened.
Coach is on the floor, so it's going to have to be a sub. Hovey comes out. Ben Allen checks back in. Ben Allen, of course, with 4 fouls. I think he's averaging 4.4 fouls a game or something this year. So
certainly not afraid to cause some contact around the ring. He's a physical player along with his 3-point touch.
Thomas to take the shots. Misses the first. Makes the second. He just holds breath sometimes when Josh goes, starts adding crossovers to his game and just get a little nervous.
Sometimes you can just see the look in his eye that he's going to take on that defender. You don't know what the result's going to be, but you know there's going to be an attempt.
Absolutely. Interesting, they've managed Doyle tonight in a doubleheader.
Yeah.
Just haven't overplayed him tonight.
Yeah, he'll come in fresh for this last 7 minutes. Look at him to be involved in a bit more pick and roll action, get him downhill making plays for the bigs.
I'm not sure what would. Didn't seem to run a whole lot out of that. But McKay gets it in the end and gets it back to Doyle. Pick and roll with Ovi. Doyle gets the rim. Finds Shaffett. Little running floater, misses. Diamond Valley going back the other way, and they hold a 4-point lead with 6.5 minutes to go in the final quarter. Darcy Harding. He just can't leave him open.
He's been fantastic for them tonight. Eltham just late on their closeouts.
And turnover.
Eltham still in zone.
Spear finds a Duncy. Harding over the top of McBeggar, and that's... Oh, get out of here! Get out! Shot clock violation.
I think that is the third time that Liam Thomas has been blocked at the ring. You would have thought playing in a Division 1 college that he would have seen athletes like that and mixed up his finishes a little bit. Maybe give him a shot fake, but not tonight.
NBL1, just package up the Josh Sykes shot blocks of tonight and put him in the one highlight reel.
Yeah,
give
absolutely.
him a spot. Shaffett, nice pass to McBeggar, fumble to Doyle in the corner. There's a hack and the foul, and it'll be 2 shots.
Silly foul there by Spear.
Well, you're fouling a bloke. I don't want to put the commentator's curse on him because Mr. Whelan is normally the man to do that, as he's watching from France, as it turns out. But Doyle is at 93% from the free throw line this year.
Yes, not the man you want to foul in the bonus.
Now, I fear being Dennis Committee in this scenario, but he hits the first. And the second, and I take a deep breath. 5-point game. Eltham within striking distance in a similar fashion to what the Diamond Valley women were. Sit in this 2-3 zone, caused them some problems. Stop throwing over Josh Sykes. To Spear. No good. Unsportsmanlike foul on Thomas for pulling the singlet of Josh Sykes.
I feel like we've seen the pattern of this game before against these two teams, Greg. We see a little bit of angst from the Diamond Valley players towards the referees and the physicality of the game.
And Josh Sykes will go to the line. He's shot blocking, he's rebounding, he's dunking, and if he can just knock a couple of free throws in. And in the second, 71-68, Josh Sykes reels it back to 3 points, and we're back to within a single shot. The game is on.
Doyle high pick and roll, like we called.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I take it all back. He needs to have at least 2 spots on the highlight reel. I take it back. 71-70. Harding for 3. No good. Doyle with the scraps and we're off. Shaffett filling the weak side in the corner. Sykes running the middle. He's attracting 3 bodies at him on the transition. Doyle finds Josh Sykes for the shot. There we go.
Huge plays by Sykes around the ring.
Wowee.
Absolutely phenomenal.
72-71. Well, the Josh Sykes show used to just be the dunk and the shot block. And he's just adding bits and pieces to his game. You had a crafty player like Doyle to the floor, Schaff filling that weak side corner. And Eltham out running looks exciting.
Absolute privilege to watch Josh's game mature before our eyes throughout both last season and this season. And certainly still a highlight factory as well, which is always good. But good to see the two aspects we called about, the Doyle high pick and roll and that transition game. When we've seen that, Eltham has been pretty unstoppable. As long as that ball keeps moving, getting through hands, I think Eltham's offense is looking pretty good. Be interesting to see how Diamond Valley react here. I wouldn't be too surprised to see perhaps a zone switch, or at the very least, perhaps changing some of the matchups.
I love that you said we called it. Thank you. I'm happy to be included in your calls, mate.
You did call the transition play. We've been talking about that all night, about getting out on the break, where Eltham's looked great.
The Diamond Valley just slowed up a little bit. Harding has led the way with 20. Hovey with 17. And thereafter, it has been a little bit dry. Adunsi got in for 10, but there's certainly been two main scorers at the Eltham end. Sykes has gone for 22. There's a deflection out of court. Diamond Valley ball. It is 72-71. The crowd is up and about. The O'Connor Sukia Cup on the line. Eltham need to win by more than 2 to win it. Spear turns a corner. Nice little floater over the top of Doyle. Diamond Valley by 1. Certainly both teams playing with their season on the line. Eltham would fancy their chances this week if they can get this one of potentially going 2-zip for the weekend. Shaffett turns the corner. It's an off-balance mid-range jumper from the free throw line. It's no good. Diamond Valley looking controlled here. But Duncy for 3. He hits it. They've come out of this timeout on a 5-zip run.
Rotation's a little bit mixed up in the zone there to give that wide open 3 off of one pass.
Ball in the hands of that man, Adam Doyle. Oh, he is all class.
Use of the body and the hips there to create the space for that shot.
He would have been outstanding use at the Pythagoras' theorem back in the day, Connor. His ability to understand angles and the angle required is incredible. But another finish and we're back to 4 points. Doyle, long 2. Misses. Harding rebounds out to Spear. We're going the other way. Harding. Hovey over the hand of Sykes, and Sykes is grabbing his ankle. Well, this isn't what Eltham required on a doubleheader weekend. Trevor doesn't want to go on the floor at the moment.
No, this is worrying. Certainly the loss of Sykes for this game and tomorrow would be devastating for Eltham. Taking his time to get up, see how he goes once he does get up and see how he's moving on those feet. Looks to be okay.
These are the little these are little niggles you want pre-long weekend.
Yes, that's right.
Get yourself a weekend to recover. Josh plays on. 2 minutes 40 remaining, 6-point lead. Eltham needing to turn that run back. Oh, Josh goes, draws the contact. They're in the bonus. He's going to shoot 2 here anyway.
As we've talked about, Diamond Valley really struggling to stay with Josh on that first step. That jab step and go. It's got past pretty consistently, or at the very least, they're having to put hands in to keep him out.
Misses the first. 260 points combined at the game over at Dandenong at the moment.
Wowee.
Mr. Perry wouldn't be all that happy with his team not playing defence.
No, that is some kind of offensive shootout.
Sykes hits the second. 5-point game within striking distance, but Diamond Valley have led just about all night. Certainly since the first quarter, they've looked the better team. Allen on the low post. Sykes on his hip. That's a tough shot over him. McKay grabs the rebound. 4-on-1. There had to be a foul in there somewhere.
It's a foul before the shot and on the shot. They called the second one, which is okay. It's the same result, 2 free throws. Interesting that Eltham went back to a man defense there. Diamond Valley counters by going straight back to the post where they're most comfortable. And again, Josh does a good job of going up straight, playing that position defense, not bailing them out.
Ovi, big moment. The kid from Coburg. Misses the first. Easy to forget, wasn't even in the team at the start of the year. Had an opportunity in game 1, did well. And here he is, a regular. Misses the second though, he'll be disappointed. 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining, 80-75. Doyle all over Spear. Hasn't that been a battle tonight? Harding, followed by Ovi Mubega, back to Spear. McKay with his hands all over it. Doyle to Sykes and scores. Discipline from Thomas not to get involved. And it's 3 points, 1 minute 40 remaining. That's a big defensive play by McKay to create that opportunity. McKay again all over that. Finds Adunsi, Shaffett, big defensive role here. McKay, hand in there again. Get out of here. McKay is off and running, 2-on-1. Oh no! That's great play by Harding, deflected. You could see that being set up, but Harding with the deflection. And it's an Eltham ball, 80-77, 1 minute 16 remaining, 19 on the shot clock. McKay deserves the opportunity here. He's doubled down low, finds Doyle. 12 on the shot clock. He creates for Shaffett. He's a shooter, he misses. Great box out by Spear, we're going the other way. 1 minute to go, 3 points to difference. Steal by McBeggar. The young fella draws contact and he'll take 2.
Back to the line for McBeggar. I'm sure he'll be nervous heading here in rivalry round, close game, last minute, 2 shots at the line. I know free throws are something he's worked on a lot and is a focus of his. Still not quite where he wants it, but at a big position now to make a difference in this game.
%50 free throw shooter. Misses the first. Just 20 years of age, Ovi. Uses the trusty old backboard.
Bank is open on a Saturday night.
42 seconds left. 80-78. 35 seconds left. Cliffhangers galore at Eltham. Every single time we come, it's a tight finish. He is met by McKay. Harding over the top, misses. McKay with the rebound. 16 seconds left from now. Doyle with the ball in hand. Will we see overtime? Doyle, deflected, steal by Abdunsi. They're in trouble, Eltham.
Great deflection by Diamond Valley there. Tough luck for Doyle trying to hit the roll man. Just barely got fingers to it. Timeout called on the floor. Diamond Valley will have possession. It'll be Eltham's job to set up a trap and try and deny this entry pass.
You'll need to excuse me if I run off, Connor, because there is the presentation of the O'Connor Sukia Cup. If this doesn't go to OT, then I will need to run off and
of course, no.
Do work duties.
Very important.
It'll break my heart.
Yeah.
It'll break my heart.
It will. It looks like Eltham will need a push to overtime to have any chance of recovering it.
Surely we could do it over the course of the 4 games over the season, don't we? We'd be
overall.
We'd be 2 apiece and winning by a decent margin.
Someone has to do the
change the rules. Change the rules.
Okay, Diamond Valley will have their choice of where they want to inbound the ball, backcourt, or whether to advance.
In saying this, we did lead a game like this against Ringwood. In
yes,
this similar scenario, and Ringwood got the steal and a score to send it to OT. So all is not lost.
I'm sure Coach Grant Wallace will be telling his players to make sure in the late clock situation in terms of inbounding the ball to pass towards their basket, not to give Eltham a chance at a running start for a layup.
It's a good tactic. It's a very good tactic. 80 to 78. 2.3 seconds remaining. They send the big athlete to the inbound. Throw over that. Yeah, got to push on Doyle.
Interesting. I reckon if Doyle had have waited to foul, I think
he's fallen out
he
anyway.
was going out of bounds anyway. Obviously, you're not to know that, and it's a in-game situation. You're tough to make that call, but
1.7 seconds remaining. Eltham's got a long way. A long way to get down the floor if they're to score it. They're going to need a deflection and a heave. Oh, he was out of court.
He was out of court.
That was actually out of court. He caught it out of court.
Yeah, there is no doubt in my mind that he caught that out of court. Perhaps the foul was straight on the catch before his feet landed.
Well, terrific game from Josh as he fouls out, and someone's got to step in for the last 0.3 of a second.
First free throw is good. That makes it a 2-possession game.
Thank you. I will excuse myself for a moment.
Thank you very much, Greg. Great game by both teams. Diamond Valley ended up winning both games in a tight affair. Disappointing for Eltham towards the end. Had a few chances. Defended well towards the end. Didn't get the calls their way, but tough in that situation for it really to turn around anyway. Overall, I'm sure both coaches, while very disappointed with some tweaks to make, will be happy with how their teams played in terms of Eltham. And for Diamond Valley, obviously 2 close wins, keep them in finals contention on the men's side, and on the women's side picks them up to their 2nd win of the season, despite being quite a strong side on paper. So I'm sure they're very, very pleased with the result to come to Eltham's home ground and take both games. So thank you very much for being here with us, and look forward to seeing you at future Eltham games in the future. done wrap up, so I assume you